ICSI is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. It was first kind of invented in 1991. It's actually by mistake, which is kind of interesting. Back then, with severe male factor, we really didn't have a way to fertilize eggs, but it really didn't become mainstream around the United States until the late 90s. And now, if you take a look at the SART data on SART.org, you'll find that over half of the cycles in the U.S., and that's about 140,000 cycles every year, are done with ICSI, and it's approaching 2/3. So it's chiefly used for male factor. So for example, anyone that needs surgical sperm extraction of any type would need ICSI. Someone that has a very low count would need ICSI. It's also used for abnormal morphology. So if the strict criteria is below 2% or 4%, depending on the papers that you read, that would be an indication. But if someone's, let's say a couple has gone for years and years and years trying, where the woman's tubes are open, her eggs are being released, we call that prolonged unexplained infertility. That's a person that would benefit also. So in that situation, we do at least half ICSI, because for all those times that they've been trying, we don't know what's been happening. We know that the egg and sperm have probably gotten together, but we don't know if they've actually fertilized, so that would be a help. When should you use ICSI? Typically, if you have one of those indications, that would be one thing. The things to balance would be there is this extra cost. Many insurances, if they're going to cover infertility, do cover ICSI also. But if they're doing it self-pay, then often there is an extra cost. So the cost might be a bit, but if you're going to increase your fertilization percent substantially, it would probably be worth your while. The birth defects that have been associated with it have been imprinting disorders like Beckwith-Wiedemann syndrome, Angelman syndrome. Very rare disorders, probably about 1 in 100,000 just for the natural conceptions. Might be as high as 1 in 20,000 for IVF ICSI. When considering ICSI, it's important to look at the track record of the IVF clinic where this is offered. So for example, if they've done hundreds of cycles, done hundreds of ICSI cases, and they've had success, it's a pretty good chance that it's going to work again.